When
Good
you
to go.
get started then. All right. So, I'll give a recap of last session, but you guys had returned to the ship on the giant Gale-Rich bird named Unsei, and you stormed the ship and took it back over. In a turn of events I wasn't expecting, you guys then took the pirate crew that was crippled and basically surrendered or defeated by your group. You convinced them to side with you in a turn on the bird after it had received sufficient damage, and it was in a very weakened state. So you guys all killed the bird off and were able to take control of the ship, essentially, and with still some convincing having to have the pirates follow your lead. You guys do manage to do so. You leave Tanir back on the ship, and you guys set back into the island towards the tomb of Onsei, where you guys first encountered the giant bird, to see what kind of treasures or any evidence of the artifact have been taken, just to find any extra signs, or at least to fill up your bags with more shinies and treasure and magical thingies. And that's where you guys are now, kind of discussing what your next plan of action is. If you guys are going to try to sail or go back to the pirate ship or take Ezekiel's ship, and I'll leave it to you guys. Yes, you sit in this kind of tomb of Onsei with the pirate Captain Sienna with you guys in this tomb right now.
Well then, I think we should go on the ship with this lovely pirate captain here.
I agreed. Right now, she needs us. Most of her crew was slain, so she does need help. I mean, she'll get us to port. From there, we can make it on our own.
Are you guys talking in private, or are you guys talking in front of the captain right now?
Private.
She's like,
I would hope not.
I'm right here. I'm standing right here, guys.
We should poison her.
I'm the captain now.
That didn't work the first time we tried that.
No.
Although the second time worked pretty well.
We had a giant bird helping us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we kind of don't have that now. So, probably going with the captain might be our best option.
Oh, absolutely.
It probably wouldn't be possible to tow Ezekiel's boat, correct?
Mm.
I'm going to ask her that.
Yeah, you'd have to ask her that.
How attached are you to the boat?
How badly do you not want to lose your boat?
Do we need it?
Above game, I think we should give that small boat to Captain John.
That is true. But
And have him do what with it?
Yeah.
I agree.
Have him
He's a
go on his own.
captain.
Yeah, but
He doesn't
won't be
have
able
anybody to crew it, though.
to... Yeah.
And it's like a dinghy.
But here's the thing. He has to start somewhere, and if again we pretty much screwed his life, because that was his life. He probably even lived in his boat. So he's currently homeless. He has no money. He has no crew. He has nothing. At least we'll be helping him get back on his feet. That's how I see it.
Who's going to help him get off the island?
Yeah,
We can't hear you, Silent. That camera is very useful now.
I know, right? Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
No.
Hello, hello.
There you
we
go.
There we go.
Oh shit! Now I can't hear you guys. What the hell?
Curse you interwebs.
Test,
So anyway,
test.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
All right. Okay, I can hear you guys now too.
But
What was
yeah, I
your
was
last
thinking that
question?
maybe
What was our, did we have a question?
Well, we were kind of just discussing. Yes, we should give the small boat to Captain John. Is it Captain John or Captain Joe? Or
John.
John.
Or John.
His name
And
is
that's
John.
that was my question. I thought you left Tanir and John back on the boat. Is
Yeah.
Captain
We
John?
did.
with you
We
guys?
did.
They're on the pirate ship.
But yeah, we can like tow the small boat, and then once we get close to shore, we can take that boat
Yeah.
because the pirate lady says she's not going to take us all the way there. So we'll have a boat to get there, and Captain John will have a boat.
To get
And if
everywhere
we give him a good
Right.
majority of the treasure we found, he could probably hire another crew.
And a bigger boat.
else. Mhm.
You guys. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Kind of like peek out of our little huddle and like look over to the pirate. Can your boat like potentially tug another boat that's lighter than yours?
It depends on the size of the ship, but I guess we may. I mean, it's gonna take all of us involved to get back to get back to a port. So it might slow us down a little bit, but we should be able to if it's not too large.
I believe it's dinghy size.
I look at Ezekiel. Is it a normal size?
It's a decent
Forgot what
size
the
boat.
name of it was. It can hold like 8 people, so
Okay, so not too big, but not like too small.
It's not a
It's not a
rowboat.
dinghy.
It's not a dinghy, but compared to what we're on, it's a dinghy.
Would you say it's more like a fishing boat?
Probably.
That'd probably be more accurate. Trying to see if there's an actual description for the keelboat. It is the keelboat. I don't see a description on it. So it's a 60-foot by 20-foot size vehicle. So it's a decent size. Can hold up to half a ton in cargo and travels about 3 miles per hour.
Okay.
A small fishing boat.
Small fishing boat.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little addition to our plan, as I say to the pirate who I forget her name already,
Sienna.
Sienna. Let me write that down quickly. Sienna, we're gonna tag along with that boat in tow. We kind of owe somebody a debt of gratitude, and it's also kind of his boat. I love how we're negotiating giving away your boat, Ezekiel, assuming you're coming with us.
I
He's
I
kind
actually was
of
thinking
past you.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. I'm like, you guys are like selling off someone else's boat right now.
Whoops.
He ain't using it.
As far as we know.
I don't know. He may do the smart thing and run away from us.
I'm not hearing Mr. Wolfram if he's talking.
He's not.
Yeah, he doesn't necessarily have a choice. He can't pilot an 8-man boat, so...
What happened to your crew?
No doubt eaten by the primitives.
Some he lost on the voyage to the island, and some while exploring the island.
You know, Ezekiel, every time you speak, it seems very ominous. It's like there's a creepy song in the background.
Oh, do you hear that too? That's not just me.
No.
That is rather creepy.
All right. So, what would you guys like to do? Are you guys wanting to head back to the pirate ship then? And is there anything else you guys want to do while you're still on the island? And I mean, you guys can still try to convince the pirate captain to take you to Espa. I mean, she clearly does not want to go to Espa, or I'm sorry, to Madeira, the capital city.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you guys?
Is there some reason you don't want to go to Madeira?
I mean, it's pretty obvious, I think, or straightforward. Royal waters, pirate. Usually we try to stay away from the capital city.
True, but it is dire times.
That it is.
Yes.
Do you have any
less
flags
time
up?
for less time for due process and civil liberties?
True, but also time where people who may have ended up in prison may end up as allies if they prove themselves useful, like with a ship.
Do you have other flags other than the black one?
Yeah, there's that other one we saw first. I mean, you don't have to fly the pirate flag.
We could lower the colors. We've gone into ports before, so we could do that possibly. But if they're onto us, then we're still in trouble. How can you guys guarantee our safety? Do they even know you guys were coming?
I pull out the emblem that I carry and show it to her without giving it to her. We carry the symbol of the king and queen. They should at least recognize that and understand where we come from. And I'm sure some word has traveled a bit.
And, just don't go pillaging while you're there.
At least not right as we get there.
Just wait for us to be gone.
Yeah.
I want some of the money. Then I want because that's a really big risk. Let us walk away with a little bit of something for our time and troubles, and let us save a little dignity in front of my crew.
That is fair.
That's fair.
Yes, and we can negotiate how much you get once we get to our location.
I'll take you where you need to be under the disguise of not being pirates wherever we're heading. But I think I want payment first before I agree on how much we're talking here before I get you to safety, and then you guys decide to turn your back on our word.
I think we could always negotiate now.
Out of character, I assume we're doing this all as we're walking back to the ship.
Sure,
As
we
of
can
now,
be
yeah.
walking back to the ship if we want. Yeah, we'd be heading back. That's fine.
Yes. Why don't you walk ahead a little bit and we'll discuss it back here and we'll talk a bit. Yeah.
As she pulls out a pistol and starts putting on the silencer.
She doesn't have her gun.
Okay, so she walks a little bit ahead of you guys, giving you some time. She's not going too fast though, because she's keeping an eye out for lizard folk. She knows the peril of this island that she set you guys off on. So she's not going to be like running through the woods singing or anything. She's just, but she's making a steady pace back to the ship. And you guys can discuss as you wish as you're walking to.
So how much do we want to give her, and then how much do we want to give Captain John?
You guys are going to hate me when I say this.
Uh-huh.
Half of it should go to Captain John.
What? How much did we get?
A lot.
A lot. Like, I think we got 1,700.
Captain John doesn't have to sail anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It was
I
1,700.
think a quarter
gold
would be
piece.
enough for him to get a ship and a crew.
I was thinking like 1,000 gold piece. That's a shit ton of money.
How much do we have, though?
We have. Lorna opens the bag, kind of ruffles around. We have about 6,000 gold and 135 platinum.
Right.
And-
Let's not put the platinum on the table.
No. For reference, we got 1,700 gold piece and the 135 platinum.
Yeah, you guys made bank. You essentially took over. You essentially had your treasure that the pirates originally stole from you, plus the treasure that the pirates had in their cargo,
Yes.
plus the treasure you found at the Gelrich's lair. So yeah, you had a pretty good payday.
Well, we can let the pirates keep the cargo.
So how much gold you planning on giving Captain John?
I was thinking from like 750 to 1,000 gold. And then I
I
was
say
thinking
maybe 2,000. 2,000 be enough to get him a crew and a ship.
That's enough to get him like a fleet of ships.
Yeah.
That you might as well name him Admiral John after that.
Are we going by player's handbook price?
Player handbook price for which item?
Ships.
Oh, you're talking like to like charter one across the.
No, to
shit. Where was that? Yeah, we
buying
did
a ship.
figure that out. I think when we did, you guys were leaving Stoneport. I thought it was like 2,000 or something.
Because we're talking about buying a ship for Captain John. A sailing ship, just a sailing ship, is 10,000 gold.
Also, do we know that was his ship or was he working for someone?
But he was the captain of that ship.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So?
I mean, we are giving him a boat.
Yeah, but you guys were on a long ship. You guys were on a big ship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Besides, if you were listening to when he was telling us what would have happened, he would have lost the ship anyway, plus a couple of years. I think just money and not losing a couple of years is a very good deal. Compared to he's no longer working on a pirate ship
Mm-hmm.
for free.
So,
We could give him the pirate ship.
That's not. No,
I don't.
it's
That's
not really
not
ours.
We don't own it.
Neither do she.
I mean,
I think she sort of does.
Well, as you stated, at least she leads with her life.
You sounded like a robot, Skywar. Sorry.
Very much so.
As Anika put it, at least she will leave with her life.
that is true. I mean, really, Skymore? I didn't
No.
think you would go this way.
I owe the man,
That is very true. We all owe
and
the
I
man.
don't owe her.
So, what do you... I don't understand the price. Yes, we owe him. But what do we owe him? We owe him another chance. But to be fair, yes, we lost him his crew, which he would have lost anyway, as well as the ship. We just made it worse. We didn't change life events dramatically.
I would say that was pretty dramatic.
The means maybe, but the results were not as different.
I mean, you have to admit, Anika, he lost his whole crew. That's like
Yes,
losing your whole family.
I agree. Which is why we're going to give him gold and a new chance at life with however he wants to live it. I don't think we can give him a ship we don't own. Unless, of course, you want to kill all the pirates, because I'm pretty sure they're not going to let us give that away either.
So Ezekiel, go ahead and say that in voice chat if you have something. Ezekiel?
I'm trying to grow, okay?
Can't tell if that was a short joke or not.
It wasn't intended to be one.
This is for you all to decide. It's not whatever you guys want to do. You guys are still going to be making your way to the island, so you have time to discuss. But
Yeah.
you guys have a decision that you guys want to act on, or you can have more questions. You can talk with the captain. You can see how you can do whatever you want to do. This is your time.
Yeah.
But I can't make the decision for you.
No. So, what if 2,000 gold, Ezekiel's ship, and we try and find, or make it, no, 2,000 gold in the ship. And he
So
has
the
like,
cost of a ship is 10,000 gold to replace his ship. Yeah.
but I mean, he could hire a crew, use that small ship for now, make enough money to get a bigger ship, and also pawn off Ezekiel's ship.
That sounds good.
Yeah. It's fine with me.
So your plan is to pawn off Ezekiel's ship,
No,
No,
give it to
no.
John.
He could
or
do
give
that.
it to John and give money to John. You guys are not going to try to talk the captain into surrendering her ship, then?
No.
No.
Not at this time.
Not at this
That's a
point, no.
losing battle, and it's never
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to burn it down instead.
Holy crap.
You're on your own there.
All right. Let me pull this up. So you guys do ship. You guys make back to the ship. After some travel, or I'm sorry, is there something else you want to do, Lorna?
We also need to discuss how much we're going to pay the captain. Because she's requiring payment as well.
She's requesting payment.
She's
I mean,
requesting
you guys can
payment.
always decline it, but
It'll also make it a lot easier for us.
her words seem like she's trying to save some face in front of her crew. And,
Yeah.
you know, the amount is negotiable. What you guys want to do?
Out of character, I really don't care what the party, what her party thinks.
I say give her nothing.
Yes, but I'm pretty sure you two are just hell-bent on getting us back to Espa in a dinghy or a fishing boat.
No other way.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So, we'll say nothing for now?
We need to give them something.
She has her life. That's all she gets. And her ship.
You do understand what a mutiny is, right?
You do understand that most of her crew is dead,
You do understand the ones remaining could still very well kill us.
and we have them dead to rights. She immediately surrendered, did she not?
No, didn't really surrender.
So if you're so afraid of a mutiny, why not end them right now? All they have been is trouble for you.
So, hang on. Got in trouble for starting a fight, and now you're recommending we kill everyone? Which one is it?
Trying to figure out why you're trying to support people who would kill you in a heartbeat.
Because they didn't kill us in a heartbeat.
Certainly want to.
Do they?
Exactly.
You killed her brother.
They don't know that.
You're
And
vowing.
no, I didn't.
Your party killed her
Perhaps.
brother after you had made a quick oath to save him.
Tried.
To point out, he was already dead when she made that oath.
And I didn't know that.
You make an oath without any conceivable way of fulfilling that oath. Then you expect her to be all nice and hunky-dory and let's all be friends now after you've killed her brother, killed most of her crew, destroyed her ship with a giant bird.
No. I expect her to take the smart option. Because she could have killed us, when we lost and we're all in chains. Instead, she set us on a very near impossible quest, but not
In the
really
hopes
impossible.
that you would die.
No, in the hopes we would get them something. She did everything she could so far to not kill us.
So you were of use to her.
She could
And we
have very
still are.
easily taken us to Blackbeard and had us killed there.
In fact, she still could, but she's not going to.
And how do you know that?
Because, as you so stated, we're not all idiots and we know where we're going.
And how do we not know of any convoys on the way to Espa headed by Blackbeard's men?
Well, if you see the pirate colors, let us know. We don't. We don't know anything, really. We gotta, at some point, take faith. You gotta trust
Faith from
something.
people who have killed those you worked with, taken advantage of you, set you out on a suicide mission, and then now once the tables have turned, you don't expect them to try and reverse the situation and get you back in chains or kill you.
I think there's a very beaten woman walking in front of us. And so far, we're the only hands of kindness.
I think that the only thing worse than hell itself is a beaten woman with patience who will kill us.
Clearly, you've never seen a beaten woman who doesn't have patience.
And I think she does have patience.
I do too, but I also think she so far hasn't made a deal with Blackbeard on anything. She doesn't want to be here at all.
And what better way
If she-
to be set free of Blackbeard's men and this by saying, hey, here's a group of people who are enemies of you, and why don't you take them as slaves and kill them if you let me and my crew go free?
Because if I were Blackbeard and someone did that, I'd say, oh, you're very useful, you're not going anywhere, you're mine.
Yeah.
If she goes to Blackbeard, there's a very good chance she never leaves Blackbeard.
Or there's a chance that he finds her useless and sets her out while he has a surprise.
If she finds her useless, she just loses her brain.
We're clearly overthinking this, and
Listen,
we just need to get to a location and get her out. She doesn't have to be part of our crew. It's one last trip with her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're on her boat. She's literally walking 30 feet in front of us. You can probably hear everything we're saying. But if we go on our ship, she steers us in the wrong direction. We'll correct her. If she doesn't listen, we'll kill her and her crew because we can.
Oh,
But
but
if
as Anika so pointed out, she can mutiny us at any time, so then...
If another crew comes along, and the chances of that are highly unlikely because she is a protected boat, and Sahagin, who work for Blackbeard, aren't going to recognize her ship as a threat.
Also, my point was about the crew. If we don't appease them a bit, the 30 other people there. Unless, of course, you're just going to step on all of them and keep them under your boot.
Can certainly try.
What about Skyboard and Kronos? They haven't said anything in a while. Do you guys have anything to add to this conversation, Kronos or Skyboard?
Yeah. What he said.
What about you, Kronos?
I feel like we should just get off this damn island.
Yeah, what he said.
All right, so it sounds like Ezekiel, what are out of character / sum up in a nutshell what you're proposing? Anika,
Leave them behind. We leave them behind. Take the pirate flag. Sail the dinghy to Espa.
Okay, and Anika, you're suggesting that you let the pirates take you back to or pay the pirates to take you to Espa, or at least convince them to take you to Espa, and then let them leave peacefully. So it sounds like either the characters we need to come to a decision, or the group needs to take a vote on what you guys want to do. So, Cronus and Lorna, let's, I guess, start with you guys. You guys don't want to role play the decision now, but it just sounds like we need to come to a vote because we're a little split.
I've come to the conclusion that I'm going with the pirate.
Okay.
Same.
Okay. Cronus?
I will be joining the pirate ship as well.
All right. Faye?
Pirate ship for me.
The majority has it. Skyboard, Ezekiel, you guys have any last minute, requests to change their votes, or are you guys ready to go back towards the pirate ships?
When we're inevitably betrayed, just don't go, oh no, how could we not have seen this coming?
So if we're not betrayed by the time we get to Espa, can I rub it in your face?
Oh, you can definitely rub it in my face, because I expect it the minute we're past this island.
All right.
Skyboard, anything?
He just shakes his head.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So you guys are making it through the trees. Is the captain still up by her lonesome this whole time?
No, I'll walk up beside her.
Okay. Is everyone else keeping their distance, or just kind of all walking as a group through the island?
No, walking together.
Shall we go get the small dinghy?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, because we can sail it to the ship, meet halfway, and then just rope it on.
Can't hear you, Silent.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
For the sake of time, I'll just say that while you guys were talking and coming to the decision, that you guys did come to the decision at a good point where you could kind of start heading towards where Ezekiel had left the dinghy. You guys take some time, avoid some of the lizard folk further, but you don't see any hostile kind of like scouts. Like you don't see the big brutish lizard folk with lumbering weapons and stuff as much as you had seen before. You make it back to the dinghy, or make it back to the dinghy, and what you guys have to do back on Ezekiel's boat, just kind of get it ready to go back to the pirate ship.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys get running or get everything going again. You guys are able to sail it to back to the pirate ship. You go around it's on the northeast side of the island, so you guys kind of rope or swing around and come back to the captain or the pirate ship. As you guys are crossing the sea, the captain Sienna is a little bit kind of festering and just seems agitated and upset at this current situation. And she's like, "So what? Have I come to a deal? Are you going to pay me to take you back to, or to take my ship into Madeira, or what else? Or what are we going to end up doing here?"
You may as well charter them. I mean, what was the price for getting here anyway?
A lot. It was.
So
Wasn't
let's-
it like a wand that cost like almost 2,000 gold?
No, I don't think it's that much.
Yeah, it was. It was about
Yeah.
2,500, I think.
I was definitely thinking 400 gold.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna suck. What if we gave her like 1,000 gold worth of items?
Worth of items?
I literally have a note in our bag of holding that we have 2,000 gold piece worth of items.
Oh,
Just items, nothing specific.
Nope.
I imagine it's miscellaneous, like art pieces or
Yeah.
fine pieces, or
that
things
works for me.
of some kind of value.
Does that work for you, Captain?
I guess that will do. At least when I sail back into port, it'll look like I actually successfully, looted something while I was out in the bay.
Yeah.
That'll work. But she'll say, "But I want one more thing."
And what is
How-
that?
I want to know how the beast killed my brother.
I have no idea. I couldn't see through the dark.
I trust you guys. I trust you, or if you could tell me how the beast slayed my brother, then besides the monetary value, maybe then I can trust you to some capacity to let us, return to leave the port, leave Madeira once we get there.
Go ahead. Let's lie to her. Let's lie to her.
Well, I don't know how he died. And I just looked to the group.
I was on the side with you. Darkness
Lorna
doesn't
was highly visible to us.
darkness doesn't really impede my vision, but the size of that thing, I couldn't really see past it, and your brother was on the other side. Can't really make out what was going on that side.
Cronus is actually going to walk up to her and be like, "I am actually the beast you're looking for," and then just walk away.
We're still on a boat.
You're not going far.
I can walk
Why-
to the other side of the boat, damn it.
I gotta think about how to process that.
Oh, fuck.
And I thought I could bring him back. I had something saved in my circlet for an emergency, but it seems my circlet has a defense mechanism if I'm ever taken out.
I'm actually going to walk up to Lorna and ask her for the keg of ale and want to pull some out.
I give him the keg. Just make sure you save me one.
I just want to get like 2 glasses. So I guess I'll just fill my water skin up with it. And then I'm going to go back and hand it to her and be like, "Yo, you need to understand that in combat, you got to take out the biggest threat. There was nothing personal."
Give me a minute. I'm trying to figure out how exactly to react to this because she's obviously kind of shocked that you were so honest, and she's just kind of trembling a little bit, like in anger, not in like sad or anything. Like she's just so angry right now. But she's also just mourning as well. So I'm just trying to figure out what her exact response would be to that very factual information.
I'm also trying to hand her the water skin if she wants a drink.
She's kind of just zoned out, kind of collect her thoughts to figure out what her next act is. I'm going to read my notes real quick because there's some things that she was going to say, and I'll see how that's going to impact that. Maybe that'll give me some inspiration.
Skyboard just looks at Ezekiel and just like, yeah, you're right. And like makes that nod. He doesn't actually say anything. He's just like, yeah, you were right.
I flipped the two of you off, but I don't know if you see it.
You don't know what I did.
She'll look at all of you like,
It's fine. Ezekiel doesn't look down on people, so.
Oh.
Are you sure?
So she's going to eventually say, like, you all gave me your worst, you would save us. Like why would you make such a promise and then betray us right away? We can't trust you for anything. There's no way I can take you guys to Madeira. Now you must keep your gold. I'll take you to port and we'll split ways, but there's no way I could take you into Madeira. I cannot trust you guys to take, or with me and the rest of my crew's safety. I will honor our word and take you to port somewhere or to dry land near Espa, but I will not take you into the capital city. And then she'll go on to say, the pirate lords have not decided on where we are in this world and where we fall into this war. But the actions of the kingdoms that are supposed to be protecting us from these creatures of evil and darkness, you guys are acting for them essentially. You wave the kingdom of Burlos's symbol arrogantly into others' faces, and then you act like your actions have no consequences. The kingdom, if these are the actions the kingdoms are taking towards us, or we're just collateral essentially, then this is going to help. This may tip the remaining pirate lords that haven't sided with Blackbeard to finally go that way, even though me and my brother knew how much of a suicide, a war, or how much a war like that would cost us and our pirate brethren. Many ships will sink trying to take on the kingdoms and the kingdom of Madeira and all its armies and navy.
So, even knowing that with all the ships going against Madeira, you'll still side with Blackbeard?
Well, if the kingdoms don't obviously have any interest in protecting us, then our best bet would probably be to side with Blackbeard. Perhaps his friends the Forgotten would give us enough power to win the fight against Madeira. As says our navy alone, do we stand a chance against Madeira?
Have you seen
we would definitely
any of the
leave some
Forgotten?
damage. I have not come in, not in person myself. No.
The cost?
The Forgotten.
Go ahead.
Do you trust
Join
us
the
enough to
Forgotten, you
tell
lose
you the
your-
truth?
You will lose yourself. They will. Your men and you will both lose yourselves as you're taken over by these walking brains that will take over your bodies to serve them.
You won't be yourself. You'll never be yourself again if you join them.
When you first... sorry.
We, at great cost to ourselves, can save some of those with handprints, but we'll never be able to save everybody if you all go to the Forgotten.
Also, when were first spending a lovely night in the brig, why did you only take Lorna out of the cell?
My brother noticed that she bore the mark of Merlin.
Hmm. So you still trust and believe in Merlin?
I know with Merlin's help that I've studied my history enough and know my history well enough that Merlin helped us get out of the oppression of the evil empress. And from the tales we were told, these waters were even more deadly for our ships under her rulership.
Hmm. The one who commands the Forgotten. So I can understand why you don't trust us. Although, to be fair, I didn't make that deal knowing about your brother. I assumed he was still alive, considering how hard he was fought before. If you don't trust us, do you trust Merlin? You know? Or would you rather go with the Forgotten? I doubt they've changed from the enemies of old. And from what I've seen, they haven't.
I've heard the horrors of what Blackbeard and his men are doing. I've not been or heard word from across the sea in a great long time since Blackbeard and the people that have already sided with him, the cowards and the people that are too afraid to say no against the Forgotten. They're siding quickly with Blackbeard more and more by the day, and it's becoming to a point where Blackbeard is not going to need all the agreement of the pirate lords to do what he wants or needs to do. And we may be forced to make it, or we may be forced into a decision that we don't want to make, and out of survival.
Exactly. So don't be the cowards that you say everybody else is. Join the winning side. Join the side that needs to win. And
The side that let innocence dies, or and then also can't keep their word to protect those life they said they would.
they're trying. That's the thing. There's not enough
Also,
people to help those innocents. If you join and you start having all your other pirate captains that you know that you can trust to be on your side join, it'll change the tide. Little by little, however many people we can get to join the side of Merlin, the side of good, it'll slowly change it to our favor.
And you said you studied your history. Tell me, what was the last thing you knew about the Drow?
The filthy race of creatures that lived under the earth and um, committed unspeakable acts while under the protection and rulership of the evil empress.
Well, what would you say if I told you they're not serving the Forgotten? They've joined the side of Merlin and are working to help defeat the Forgotten.
I would say those are pretty wild words, and what proof do you have to support those claims?
Well, I'm going to take out the piece of paper right here. This sheet connects me with one of the matron mothers back in Minzo, where my home is, where I one day will be on the council. My sister is currently in Burlas, along with 3 others. They are joining this effort to fight the Forgotten. We, not that long ago, made an excursion to the Underdark, where We got the Driders to work with the Drow once more to drive back the Forgotten, and the Driders are now helping protect Menzo, leaving Menzo to help fight back the Forgotten.
Let me see this. Let me see this paper that you speak of that shows that you're, working with the council, or that you are of noble descent. That you such claim.
Of course. This right here, you just write a note, they will receive it, and they will respond.
What is the last thing? I don't have notes on what the last thing that was written on. Is it on the item sheet itself?
No.
We have not actually used it yet.
Okay, the last thing I know was like, shit. What was her name? The witch's name. Why did you have you disappeared? And it was signed by that matron that was no longer living. So that was quite a while ago, where that girl had gone missing.
Yeah.
So, are you guys trying to write something on the parchment right now?
Yes, I will show her how it works.
And who has a piece of the parchment right now? Right now, it's your mother in Menzo and your sister in Limadier. Is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
All right, let me look at the item sheet. I think I thought I put notes in that, but probably not.
I'm going to grab that that as well.
This paper can be read to folded. When unfolded, it will reveal a full sheet. This original sheet will continue to look older and tighter until it has been ripped 10 times. The sheet has been ripped once, so we have not been updating this. So let's update it right now. Who all has it right now?
Right now, I have one.
Somebody in Menzo has one.
I will say
It's one of the it's one of the
Menzo.
matrons.
Pretty sure it's your mom.
Yeah.
And then your sister.
Sorry, I'm trying to find it. What's your mom's name? Dang it.
Larnus.
Thank you. So they're trying to put Yvonne, and I'm like, that's not Yvonne. That's the grandmother. Larnus and Lay. Lene Bonray.
Sorry.
Hamina.
Drow names. He's for the win.
All right. Okay. So what are you writing on the paper?
I'm gonna first write to my mother and ask her how are things on Menzo? Any more sightings of the Forgotten?
Moments pass and nothing changes on the paper in front of you. You kind of recall that the person on the other side has to look at the paper too, and they may have just not checked it. It may take some time for them to check the paper to see what message you sent them.
It's not instant, but once they see it, they will be able to respond.
Excellent. So you proved nothing to me. Thank you for wasting my time, Lady Faye.
Not nothing.
Look, not everything is as quick and something as some decisions that were made. Some things take time.
And
Yeah,
sure,
you-
there are magics that will allow you to communicate long distances. This is one that goes rather undetected.
Well, let me know when there's something of importance written on the paper that will prove to me that when we get to Madeira, you guys can keep our safety.
Okay.
That is fair.
Otherwise, I'm not taking you into the capital city after knowing now that you were the reason my brother's dead. So it's up to you guys what you guys would like to do. If you guys want to keep going or keep taking the dinghy back towards the pirate ship to reconvene with John and Tanier, but after her knowing that you guys are the ones responsible for killing her brother, she is adamant about not taking you guys into the capital city, and you guys can dictate a lot of what you want from her, but you also need her crew to sail this ship. So her kind of being at a hard no, it will be very difficult to get where you're wanting to go on that ship. So she could take you near Espa or take you near Madeira, but she won't take you into the capital city.
Close enough.
Yeah, I think if we get close enough there, then we could probably sail Ezekiel's ship to the rest of Madeira. So long as we're close enough that A, we're not in range of Madeira for them to get all gung-ho on it, and then enough that the fish people won't attack our ship.
Okay. So you want her to take you guys as close to Madeira as possible, then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys finally do make it back to the ship. Tanier is kind of working with the crew hands. It looks like he's met, at least speaking it somewhat not harshly to one another, since he's been kind of working with them for about 2-3 days now. They've kind of gotten to know each other a little bit more, so it's not as hostile, but obviously they're doing stuff against their will and reporting to someone other than their captain, so morale's not the best. But you guys are arrive, and Tanier comes to greet you and goes, did you find the artifact, or was it indeed taken like the bird had claimed?
Oh no, it's definitely taken.
Most definitely taken.
Well, someone looks fancy, and he points over at Skymore. You're like, you're very, very colorful today.
Yeah.
Cricket, cricket.
Did you do something new?
He just looks at his new armor, is like, it gets the job done, I suppose.
Oh, all right. Well, we've gotten the ship ready. Have you guys come to an agreement on where we're heading?
Espa. Near Madeira, but not Madeira.
He will go ahead and relay that information to the men, and then he finally kind of realized how awkward it is because as the captain's kind of there, the Captain Sienna's there. She kind of stares at him intensely while he's kind of telling her what to do until Tanier eventually pauses and stops, realizing the awkwardness, and he lets the captain kind of pipe in and start telling her men what to do to keep them as compliant as possible and keep tensions low. He kind of lets her pretend to run the show. And you guys start setting sail for the coastline of Espa and near Madeira. What would you guys like to do while on the ship? You guys could probably get a short rest in, but primarily with the limited deckhands, you guys will be working on the ship. Is there anything you guys want to do on the remaining voyage over to the coastline of Madeira?
We'll play some dragon chess.
Yes. I will watch.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go help the people.
Yeah, Skyboard's going to help the people also by mopping.
He is really great at mopping.
Yes. Lorna, if you're playing, kick his ass.
I can't guarantee it. I will try.
You know, I am actually proficient in dragon chess.
Then Faye, kick his ass for me.
Go ahead and roll against each other for Dragon Chess. I'll be right back. We're in the restroom, and then we'll go on to the coast.
What would be the ability score?
Either intelligence or wisdom.
I think so, yeah.
I can see either of those, yeah.
I'll go wisdom.
Oh my god. There's actual dragon chess.
Yes, there is.
Oh my god.
Good.
Good game.
Very good game.
So did you guys do wisdom or
We did intelligence.
I did wisdom.
well, mine are both the same. I'm gonna try playing around against one of you. Ezekiel.
He lost to Faye. He's not losing to you, too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So a lot better than I expected.
Much better. I mean, it's not hard to beat Lorna at that game.
But you did respectable.
Yeah.
did
It's not like
well.
it's not like you failed and like didn't know what pieces were.
No.
I mean,
My parents clearly tried to
damn,
teach me.
27.
Yeah.
You gave up a pretty good fight.
Yeah, my parents taught me. I didn't want to listen, but clearly something stuck.
All right. So, I'm sorry. Let me see what's in the notes. And several different types of beaches along the way as you kind of move closer and closer in. You see, soft sandy beaches, beaches with cliffs and mountainsides. And then you see some that are overgrown with some vegetation and other kind of tropical plant life. In the far distance, you can see the lights of the capital of Madeira. You're quite a few miles away, outside of like the normal ports of entry into this the city, and the ship kind of comes in close enough where you guys could get on a rowboat and go into dry land. The captain comes up to you guys and goes, "This is where we split ways, and I hope we never run into each other again."
Knowing our luck, we will probably still run into each other again. I just really hope you don't have a white handprint on your chest. Because at that point, there really is no hope. So, don't make a dumb decision, please. Thanks. And I walk off.
Okay. She kind of is baffled by your small and peculiar words. Anybody else?
After they
Skyboard just goes into the boat.
Okay. You guys make it onto the boat. Anyone else? I'm sorry, Laura, did you say you wanted to do something?
Yeah, after they go, everybody else goes off. I'm gonna go up to her and hold up my hand, waiting for her to take it.
Is everyone else on the boat at this time?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
She will slowly take it, and she goes, your actions speak for not only your group, but how your group represents the kingdoms and stuff. If you guys are really helping us and trying to save the world, I recommend that you guys keep your words that you, or the promises you make in the future, or don't make promises that you can't keep them.
I assure you, we're all trying to reform and trying to keep our promises, not just to each other, but to everyone that we meet. And unfortunately, our priority right now is Captain John. But again, as Anika said, I do hope we don't see you in the future with a white handprint on. It would be nice to have some allies in the water.
Perhaps you may have some if you can get the fish in the water to stop eating us.
That's what we're trying to do. I shake her hand and walk off.
Okay. The remaining crew starts to descend your rowboat down into the water, and you guys are off onto or heading towards the beach.
We're going to
see.
Ezekiel's boat.
Oh, you guys are in Ezekiel's. I'm sorry, you're taking Ezekiel's boat from here. Are you guys
Yes.
going to take the Ezekiel's
Mhm.
boat the rest of the way to Madeira, or are you going to get onto the beach?
We're taking the boat.
Yeah,
Okay.
Maybe
we'll just
so
stay
sorry.
close
Yeah.
to the shoreline.
it might be safer just to. Is there like a city close that Captain
Oh yeah,
John?
you guys are within miles of Madeira. Like you guys
Oh.
see it off in the
Yeah,
distance.
we can
Yeah.
take the boat. Just stay close to the
let me switch
shoreline.
this. It's nighttime, so it's not like a beautiful sunset. Here, we'll switch you guys to where you guys are at. So you're kind of off in the distance, and you can see again not the sunset, but you see these this castle off in the distance. Let me pull up my notes here. You're not going to see that because it's nighttime. But you do see off in the distance the kingdom. It's from what little light and ambient light that's shining from the torches, you see that the stones are typically stones from this distance are about paler and lighter color, almost white, and it has blue kind of spiraling tower peaks that don't reach into the air, and a very large center tower in the center of the city that seems to go miles into the sky. And you guys can take your boat over in that direction if you wish.
Yeah, let's go there.
So who's driving the boat at this point? Is this going to be Captain John or Tamir, or who's trying to drive the boat?
I'll help.
We'll just leave it up to Captain John.
Okay.
Yeah, Lauren and
But it
I'll
could-
help.
Yeah.
Okay. Captain John will shout out to you guys. Just keep an eye out. Let me know when we start to see the reef. So he'll ask you guys to kind of jump on both sides of the both sides of the boat. Just call out anything that you see. You see him start to swing wide out to sea a little bit and start to turn back around and start pointing directly at the kingdom. You'll see as he kind of goes down this way, Lorna, you're going to see some bluish purple coral sticking out, or I'm sorry, appearing through the water on the sides.
Oh.
I imagine if you let him know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Giving my best bearing that I can.
Sure. So he corrects after you let him know, and then after he corrects too much, though, and you do see some of the sand and coral on the other side.
I'll let him know.
Okay, so you guys help him guide through this, but eventually you make it through this kind of like perfect channel that's several feet wide. After you corrected, you kind of went kind of at an angle across the opening, and you have noticed that this kind of reef funnels a bunch of the ships in through this way. You get closer and closer to city, and on your way through this channel, you do you see this large creature approaching you, floating on the surface of the water. And as it gets closer and closer to you, you see that there is like a storage, not storage, like a chariot, I guess, on top of this back of this giant whale. And as it gets closer to you, it lets loose through its blowhole, the water, and it kind of rains down upon you all on your ship, and then it goes underwater and starts to kind of swim away with a crew full of passengers from Madeira. You see the docks start to approach you, and the ship, you guys can dock fairly easy enough, and you guys are there. And down here, I try to draw something real quick to kind of illustrate how it looks a little bit, just kind of like the structure coming in. Can you guys see the blue and yellow and pink line?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like it's basically like the yellow lines are kind of like the docks and stuff, but the pink curves are kind of like a barrier and channel that the coral reef makes for the ships, and the blue is just kind of, you could keep going to the center of the city through that blue channel, but all this other stuff is just blue water. I thought maybe that helped, but probably
Yes,
didn't.
No, it makes sense to me.
So you get to the docks, and as you are making, fastening and tying up your ship there, you still see a lot of traffic. You don't see a lot of people on the streets. It's not that late at night, and this is a big kingdom. I mean, you guys should see quite a few people running around and enjoying the nightlife at least. John will make a comment and say that usually they are still trading at these hours in the marketplaces. It just feels empty and somber and lifeless. Even you, Lorna, and Anika, who have been here before, and you, Skyward. I think, Skyward, you've been through this capital, right?
I don't think so.
Go look at the map. Nope, I'm sorry. You came through Eulalia, not through Espa. So, I'm sorry. So, yeah, it's definitely feels morose and sad in the streets. What would you guys like to do right now?
Lorna, Anika, you've both been here.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember the markets being like this time of day?
Nope.
No, it's a wee bit quiet.
It's a lot quiet.
Yeah. Ezekiel,
I-
didn't you have to get back here?
I don't know
Or
if I actually came from the capital or not.
You were not on a mission for the capital. This is like your own mission that you kind of took upon yourself to.
That's true, but did I come from here to the island, or was I at some other port?
You came from another port. You wouldn't have came from here.
Okay,
You most likely would have
so-
came from Port Royal in the Caribas Islands, out to the southeast, right outside the Bay of Espa. That's probably where you would.
Yeah,
came from.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I haven't been here. I came out of Port Royal.
I'll update that on the map as well to show your token where, like, your kind of background history of where you've been so far.
Well,
So yeah, you would have known also how to come into the city though, Ezekiel, because you do your earlier history did take place in Madeira.
so you would know more than us here.
Okay, yeah.
Lorna probably just stopped here for a couple of days and then left.
mm,
Yeah, it's usually like a lot busier, but probably because Blackbeard and Forgotten and all that shit's gone south.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I know you're waiting for more information from me. I'm just trying to switch back from all my Menzo sheets back to Espa.
No worries. Yeah, it's probably that and all the underwater creatures attacking on the other side too.
Mm-hmm.
You guys
Which we
start
need to get to Atlantis and deal with this mess.
You guys start to see like a lamp, someone with a lamp approaching you. It's a humanoid from this distance. And as she gets close, or as the person gets closer, you see that it is a woman, and it is a water elf kind of approaching you. I'm trying to see what layer to add this to. I think it's the map layer. And she's got long white hair, a white blouse, and some brown pants, and she's carrying a pad of paper with the fancy paper papyrus, I don't know, some parchment and a quill. As she comes up to you guys, she goes, "State your business."
We are part of the representation of Burlas, here to talk to anybody in charge about extinguishing these sea creatures that have been attacking.
Do you have any paperwork to show me, ma'am?
Did we get paperwork?
No.
Kidding, right?
Oh, fuck. I hold out the emblem.
She kind of leans forward, squints at it, studies it a little bit. All right, we heard some people might be arriving here any day. So it's been a little bit longer than we expected. You should have been here like 4 days ago.
Yeah, we ran into a little bit of trouble.
The whole sea monster problem?
Yeah.
Did you bring a little trouble with you? Because we don't want none of it here. And she looks over at Ezekiel, the obvious like tiefling demon-looking kind of person in your party. And then they also look at then she also locks eyes with Cronus and Faye and all you questionable people.
What are you talking about? I don't look questionable.
I mean, you have a pretty bad face on right now.
What's wrong with my face?
I'm looking. Oh, you're talking to her, not me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm talking to Anika. I mean, it's been a rough couple of days. Let's just say that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Well, as long as you didn't bring any trouble here, we've had our fair share that we're trying to deal with. So, are you here for? How long are you planning to stay here in Madeira? And it'll be, it's going to be that many gold pieces per day that you plan to stay in port.
Are you talking about the ship?
Oh.
Yes, the ship. The one that you're just there parked. Do you want me to take care of it for the couple days, or what are you doing? Are you leaving someone behind, or do you not need our services and you're just gonna come back and take care of it on a daily basis?
I look at John.
Yeah.
Are you guys giving the ship to John?
Yeah.
We were.
I mean, we look at it.
Yeah.
Have you told? I don't think you've told John.
John, congratulations, you have a ship.
I mean, we could have phrased that better, Faye.
Could have
Better
said
be
surprise.
blunt.
This is my ship?
It is yours.
Mm-hmm.
In appreciation for all that you have done for
far
us.
smaller than my previous ship, but it does float.
Yes.
They all float down here.
And then in the distance, some red sphere floats by.
We are not fighting Pennywise.
Not today. Not today.
Make a game, guys. I'll see you never.
Yeah. Anywho.
So he's like, well, at least it's better than nothing. I do appreciate the sentiment, and I appreciate the sentiment. And I just wish issue you all some caution that your actions, impact all our lives. But I've really seen you guys turn things around also and get us here safely. So I thank you for that too.
It wasn't just us. We'd like to thank you, John. Lorna rummages through the bag, kind of pulls out a smaller bag and hands it to him.
What? I'm sorry, you're handing what to him?
A little coin purse.
Okay.
With,
how much is in?
Did we say 2,000?
You did.
2,000.
Oh, my heart.
Oh, that was for the captain of the pirate ship.
Nope, we didn't actually give her anything.
Okay.
You didn't give her. Yeah, you didn't give her anything.
Okay, so it is 2,000 gold for John and the ship.
Okay. 2,000 gold, not items worth that.
No.
Okay. And the ship. Okay. He'll feel the weight of the. He's not going to count the money in front of you, but he'll feel the weight of the coin purse that he gave you, and he's like, maybe I won't even have to worry about sale. Maybe I'll start, fishing for a living and not take such dangerous charters anymore.
That might be a safer bet.
I would definitely strongly consider that one.
I would too.
Maybe once the war is settled. I think right now I could do some good out there. But with this, I'll be looking at a very handsome retirement once I'm ready.
Yes.
So just as like, well, welcome to Madeira. There's several places for you to visit. Things are not as in stock as they usually are, but please make yourself welcome and just keep your nose clean because we're not really doing trials right now. It's basically martial law, and we're trying to respond to the emergency of the attacks against Madeira of late. So please go ahead and you can walk around the city, or if there's something I can help point you towards, I can do that for you. But if what can I do for you?
Couple of questions. A. Hi, I'm Lorna. What's your name?
The name's Dresda. Dresda Mersk. Yep.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How late is it right now?
It's about 8 in the evening. Not 8 in the evening. Yeah, that'll be dark. So things are winding down. Like businesses are going to start closing fairly soon if they're not already.
I look back to the group. How about a nice nap in a non-moving bed? And
that would be lovely.
Moving ones are fun, but fine.
I'm getting even paler than I normally am because of all the moving. Yeah.
You get seasick?
A little bit. I made for land. Water is not really my thing.
Well,
I mean, you were fine on the Amethyst Lake.
That was...
Sure, that's not really a sea.
Yeah, no. There were barely any, waves or shit there. And there weren't any storms. Or sea monster things. Or flying birds that we had to go on.
One of those things is not true.
That is true. But, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be bigger ones.
Sorry.
I mean, we don't know if there was a giant bird down there. There could have been.
I mean, there were those ceiling turkeys.
Well, she'll speak up. She goes, well, if you're looking for a room for the night, the Sunken Flagon will probably be the best place to go. The rooms are fairly decent. The rates are are fairly priced during these times, and clientele has a little bit of something for everyone. And did you guys did tell her that you guys were here to seek audience with the royal family, right? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I think I completely
Yes.
glossed over that.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I got distracted with the whole ship exchange and whatnot. She'll start. She goes, if you want the audience with the queen and king, no one just arrives. You don't have any paperwork. I'm going off this thing on your neck. I don't know enough. I can't help you with that, but I can point you in the right direction. And you're going to want to go find the captain of the guard. He's the only one that can vouch or allow for you to set that up for you.
And what is his name?
He's a Triton on this in the cities, and his name is Takal Crestflow. And he's typically on guard patrolling the cities, but more and more with the attacks, he's going outside the city and checking perimeters and going out to sea. But he should be patrolling the cities this evening. Usually he's back in the kingdom by now.
Thank you. And tell me, and I'm going to point to Lorna and Cronus, this tavern, does it have a fighting pit for these two?
And that tavern, I don't know if there's a traditional fighting pit, but I'm sure you can find some fighting there if you choose your words wisely.
Oh, sure. Wisdom's really the thing that would make a fight there.
Yeah, I don't recommend do anything illegal, but the power may have something set up where you guys could get a little testosterone out of your system.
Lorna, Cronus, go nuts.
Oh, my apologies, lady.
Absolutely not what she said.
That's not who said.
She did not tell them to go nuts in a tavern.
It's just Lorna and
So if we get
Cronus.
in
What's
trouble,
the worst that
we
will
just
happen?
say she told us it was okay.
Yes.
Did you see what Lorna did to the ship?
It wasn't the ship, it was the bird.
Either way, picture that a tavern.
I mean, I'm not allowed to use my sword in the tavern.
Somehow I don't think that's going to slow you down much.
I mean...
So as you guys are asking about the land and the city and stuff, she will give you kind of a general overview of different shops and things in the area, points of interest, things that you guys might need to know as you guys are kind of getting settled into the city. What would you guys like to do now?
Is there a bookstore?
Like a dedicated library?
Like a library or a bookstore or something of the equivalent?
You probably, if you asked her, she would probably say your best bet at finding like books. On what subject she'll ask you?
Varied subjects.
She goes, well, there's no real. The best place I know to find books and things to read of any real significance would probably be at Viesa's shop, Viesa's Arcane Gifts. She usually has some magical wares, and thus she has some interesting dusty books to go with those kind of rare finds.
I suppose that'll do.
Anything else? What else want to ask her?
No.
Okay. She'll show you the way. She's kind of giving you kind of a map of the city so you guys can make your way through. If you guys are heading to the Flagon. Are you guys going to the Flagon tonight, or do you want to go to the bookstore or the arcane shop first? Before you go turn in for the night.
I want to check out the shop.
Why not?
I would like to stop at Dolcam's Files.
Okay. All right. So are we going to split up a little bit then here?
After Skywar gives the ring of swimming to Captain John, he's going to go to the inn and just go rest. How much is it for a room?
I have it usually in my notes here. Let me pull it up. I swear to God, I write this down and then it like disappears. I wonder if it's like syncing it. It'll be just a couple silver pieces. So, 2 silver pieces for the night.
Okay. Well, Skywar's going to go to sleep.
Okay. So Skyward makes his way through the streets. He parts ways with you guys, saying he's going to turn in, and you make it to the room. After you check in and get your stuff situation, they'll offer you a warm meal to bring it up to your room if you want to enjoy it before you go to bed, and then you turn in for the night. Skyward. Cronus, you're heading over to Dolcom's Vial, and everyone else is going to VS's Arcane Gifts. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Laura, is that cool? Is that what you're doing too?
She is away from keyboard.
Okay, cool. We'll just keep going. So let's go ahead and do your trip to VS's Arcane Gift. Let me pull that character sheet back up. All right. You guys walk in to the shop, and you see a female elf kind of bent over the counter with her head tilted on her head, leaning against her hand, and on her hand against her chin. She seems kind of tired. It's been a long day. She seems a little exhausted. She's got the things that are noticeable about her. She does have some kind of white, kind of dreadlocky kind of hair. I don't know how I would say it. It looks like she has a little bit of dreadlocks in her hair. And she's got a few noticeable tattoos on her arms and her neck. And she'll say, "Welcome to VS's Arcane Gifts. How can I help you?" And she then kind of looks up to your motley crew, and you catch her off guard, and she kind of tries to compose herself as your wide cast of appearances have caught her a little off guard.
Hello.
Hello, I haven't seen you in Madeira before, I don't believe.
First time here.
Well, welcome to Madeira. What can I help you with?
Well, we heard this shop had a way with books and other of the like. And we thought we'd come check it out.
Indeed. What kind of books are you looking for?
I'll let Ezekiel go first.
There's a shelf of books. He's already looking at it.
Okay.
Just going through titles and stuff, just minding his own.
Okay.
I did recently have a very good book destroyed. Unfortunately, I'm looking for a very good fiction novel. Maybe a couple.
Fictional stories.
Yes, they do help get you relaxed after long journeys.
I see. I'm sure I have some books here that will fit your fancy. What kind of characters do you like in your books? Do you like where do you like them to take place, at sea or in the mountains or in the jungles? what kind of adventure are you looking for?
Well, the last one I had was in the Underdark. I think, seeing as we were just at sea, a book featuring the sea as the setting might be interesting.
All right. Yeah, she'll walk over to you, Ezekiel, and start looking near the spine. She goes, "Excuse me, if you don't mind, I got to reach underneath you." And she'll reach
It's fine.
right underneath your arms and pull out this book. And she goes, "This may be an interesting read. It's called The Snake of the Sea. Would you like to take a look at this?"
Yes, I'll take a look at it.
And then she'll look at what you're kind of perusing. Ezekiel, she goes, "Oh, that's a very good title. It's maybe it's inappropriate. I don't know. It may be a little too judgy to think that you might like this one, sir, but this one's called Visiting the Demons."
I am not very keen on that subject.
Okay, what? Well, I meant no offense, but what about this one? And she pulls another one, and this one's called The Breath of the Angels.
I'm certain I'll find what I'm looking for.
All right, just let me know if I can help you. And she'll look back at your face or anything else that you need, my friend.
Well, what other items do you have in here? This book is excellent. I'm definitely going to pick this up.
I got some other stuff about, I got some more stuff that maybe you're into, like darker subjects. As she goes back and she pulls out another book that's black and leather and kind of purple and trim, and she kind of hands it over to you, and you'll see it tight on the front cover. It's kind of written in kind of like some kind of gold leafing, and it says "Visions of the Void."
Visions of the Void. What's this about?
Oh, that's fictional work. Well, there's never been any evidence to support the madman's claim, but it's supposed to be some fictional story about this man finding his way through the Underdark and finding something called, or finding like a gateway to the other side of Fantasia.
Really? How much?
Yes. For both books, I'd probably be happy to let them both go for 2 gold.
I will hand over 2 gold.
Okay. Is there anything else I can interest you in? Perhaps you are looking for some new items that will help you in your journeys? Maybe some potions? Maybe some other things that you're looking for?
Items are always nice.
Sounds as if you almost have some ideas.
Do you have any that would make one stronger?
And make someone stronger. I have something that would make you more resilient. And she kind of goes back and pulls out these bracers that kind of have a shimmer look to them. With your eyes, Faye, you quickly can deduce the type of magic that is wrapped around them, though, and you spent much time with around similar magic items in your group, and you see that they're a pair of bracers of defense, and that's the
Faye could actually use those because she doesn't wear armor. But so could Cronus.
He went to go look for poisons, most likely.
And how much are these bracers?
She goes, "These are going to be on sale for 8,000 gold."
Oh, we'll come back for those.
I try to keep them in stock for you if something you're interested. I have some other things if something maybe a little bit more modest is in your budget. She kind of goes fumbling around a little bit. She pulls out this cap. Again, with your abilities to kind of detect magic and stuff, you can determine, or she'll quickly explain to you, and you can kind of cooperate with identifying the magic type. That it's a cap of water breathing. Just I can let this one go for something like 1,000 gold if this is something you're interested in.
That would definitely be useful, but we do need to know exactly what our next steps are going to be. But can you hold on to that for now?
Of course, I shouldn't have a problem keeping it for a day or two. I mean, I don't do any reservation if someone comes in here. They'll come in here, but that's something I keep in stock fairly often or see quite frequently. That things like that and rings of swimming and stuff. Those are pretty commonplace down here in here in Madeira.
Anything else that might be of use? Anika, are you looking for anything?
No, not really. I'm just bored.
Okay. Anybody else? Lorna, Ezekiel, you guys looking for anything specific?
Any books on spell research?
On spell research, like just a general arcana like text or anything more specific?
Well, more of a I would guess kind of essentials in magic, because I really do want to try and create my own spell.
Okay. Just
Like evocation for
Yes.
dummies or something like that.
She'll go over, and if you're asking for that, and she'll pull out a book, and this has some different like symbols on it on the front pad that no clear obvious title, but you know what the symbols are quickly from research you've done all these years already, Ezekiel, that they are kind of representative of evocation. And it kind of showing different types of elements that are used in those types of in those types of spells, like fire, wind, earth, water.
Probably grab that, as well as one for abjuration, and then he's going to try very desperately to sneak into the pile a courtly romance novel.
Okay. Definitely would be able to have they would have books on all of the above. So she'll be quick to catch on to you, but you try to do it subtle enough to keep it hidden from the group, though, so she won't mention it to save you any kind of embarrassment. And she'll kind of do some quick math in her head. She'll say, I could let these go for probably 5 gold altogether.
You do specialize in magical items. Show me what rings you have.
The only rings I have in stock right now is some rings of swimming. I only have a few left, but again, I usually keep those in stock fairly easy.
Anything else? Wands or staffs, rods, perhaps?
Let me double check.
Not looking for weapons or armor, but pretty much anything else.
I do have a wand of web and a wand of secrets.
How much for the wand of secrets?
That I could let go for around 1,600 gold pieces.
It's a little above what he's got. Maybe something more common.
Oh, I mean, if there's something that that you need made custom for you, if it's fairly common or a common spell or incantation, you may be able to go see Eddard over at Bright Swords Rods. He can actually make wands, that you are needing.
See about that. Until then, he'll just take the books.
Okay. You'll update your whatever you guys are buying. Go ahead and update your character sheets for however much gold I told you it was for. Does anyone want to do anything else or ask for anything else before I switch over to Curtis?
I decided that I was going with Cronus.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lauren. So you're
No
with
worries.
Cronus as
Yeah.
well, checking out the vial store.
Yeah.
The rest of you, what would you? So Anika, Ezekiel, and Faye, what would you guys like to do after you're done with the shop? Would you want to go to another shop, or do you want to head to that Flagon Inn?
Let's go to the inn.
So did you both end up getting romance novel?
Maybe.
You did not see. You did not see.
Oh, I know.
this purchase.
But she's still gonna ask because she knows that's what Faye went there for.
You guys are making your way back towards the end, and at that time, I'm just going to go ahead and switch back over to Cronus, and you guys do the normal check-in at the end and kind of get situated with drinks and food for the evening and settle into the room. Cronus, you went to the vial store with Lorna, right?
Yes.
So you approach this street signage, and you see like this wooden sign with a green vial. It looks like it's kind of crudely has paint of liquid on the sign to kind of replicate look like green poison or not green poison. I'm sorry, red. Like a red that you would see with some of the potions that you are familiar with drinking. And you see on the inside an old dwarven male kind of shuffling around the shop.
I'm just following Cronus.
What would you like to do, Cronus?
I would like to pretty much approach the counter and call out for him.
Yes. A dragonborn. It's been a long time since I've seen one of you come into my shop. What can I help you with?
I'm going to pull out one of my vials of the drow poison and ask if he has any vials that are closely at that shape that are empty.
He's kind of taken aback, and after you show it to him, he kind of like, "Sir, we do not trade with that and that kind of stuff here in the city. Put that away." And,
I just need the vials, empty glass.
Okay, and he'll be able to go kind of shuffle things around. Like, I could get you some vials, sir. I would be remiss to. I need to tell you that you're going down a dangerous life or dangerous track, and I wouldn't be meddling with things of that nature.
Yeah, we've already gone past those already.
Oh dear. Well, how many of these do you need?
How many do you have, and how much are they?
I could sell. What do we? I think we did this before. I think it was 1 gold for 10. Let me see.
Right.
Vial. What was it? Vial, 1 gold piece per vial. Oh, 1 gold piece per vial. But you're trying to get those little ones that you can make them into like 10 charges, right?
I think that's how we did it last time.
Okay. So if you're trying to do like the 1 dosage vials, is that what you're trying to buy?
Yes.
So to get 1 gold will get you 10 vials of 1 dosage vials. So he could sell you probably 20 dosage vials.
All right. I'll put 3 gold coins down, and I'll say, just remember me if I ever come back. And then I'll just take the 20.
I'll consider this payment, sir, for the lesson that or the wisdom maybe I imparted upon you. Is there anything else that you are looking for? Perhaps some potions, or maybe something to help with the ladies?
I'm pretty sure he already has that covered.
Oh my! I did not know Dragonborns. Courted ladies outside of the Dragonborn
We're not.
race.
No, we're not. No.
I'm gonna put
I
my
did not
arm
mean to
around Lorna.
pry.
Oh,
I did
no.
not mean
Give
to
him a
pry
thumbs
by
up.
him.
Oh, no. She's just, like, shrinking inside of herself.
Oh,
you-
I have too many questions, but it's completely inappropriate. But yeah. So is there anything else that you're looking for then while you're here?
Actually, do you happen to know of a local tattoo parlor?
Tattoos. I mean, yeah, you might be able to find some in the districts that are closer to port. You know, you might be able to find something down by the docks.
I just grin
I
at
imagine
Cronus.
they're probably. I don't know what you are looking for. I don't know what they are, what they specialize in, but I know that often sailors do come back with some inks and markings from down there.
Are there any that stand out that you know of?
That are good, not the bad ones.
What do you mean? I'm sorry. What do you mean? Like a name? Like of a shop?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, I hate you, Curtis. There is a shop. It's you know what? It's going to be probably the Squids Inc. Down by the docks. I know some people have spoken of that before, and maybe that will be able to get you what you want.
All right. If Lorna's one to follow, I would like to head there real quick.
Oh, for sure.
Sorry, now I'm adding this one to points of interest. There you go. All right, you make your way through the streets to the docks, and you walk into this tattoo shop called Squids Inc., and you see that there's a half-orc male working behind the counter. He's got more tribal Polynesian kind of style tattoos up and down his arms, and he greets you with a kind of a head nod, not really a hello, but just kind of like a rough, like, welcome. What do you want?
I just want to know the cost of getting a small piece of work.
How small? Like what size?
I'm gonna lift like the dreads up on the back from the back of my neck and just point to the area there.
Okay. Oh, that's probably be about a medium-sized one, or we could go bigger, we could go smaller.
Medium is fine.
All right. Let me see here. I could do that. What colors? Did you want one color? Or more than one color?
Just black.
And what is the symbol that you want, or what shape? What do you want me to tattoo on you?
The symbol Merlin.
I show the gauntlet.
All right, and you want it in black?
Yes.
All right. One color. That shouldn't be too hard. 100 gold. I can get that done for you today.
I will have to come back. Thank you.
And your GM is not updating your character art.
I mean, Cronus, if you need the gold, I have it.
I hate constantly borrowing.
Okay. It's not from the party group. It's from the Lorna bank. Just do it. I'll do one too.
Already.
I have to go. I'm gonna look into this. I did not think about doing such a. I love the fact that you sent me this tattoo cheat sheet already, Cronus. So Cronus, Faye, are you looking to get a tattoo as well?
You know what? Maybe.
Well, you're not there.
Well, she's not there.
Well, Lorna and did I say Faye? I'm sorry, Lorna and Cronus. So what are you guys doing, or what are you guys getting?
How much would it be for like a shoulder piece?
Shoulder piece about the same size, or the same symbol, same size,
No, something a bit bigger.
like almost like a sleeve.
Yeah, kinda.
That would be probably a larger tattoo. We're looking at probably closer to 500 gold.
Okay.
If you want to cover your shoulder, your top of your arm, and your back and your front of your shoulder a little bit,
Yeah.
or are we just talking just strictly the arm?
No, part of the shoulder.
Okay, yeah, that would be a large tattoo. We could do that for about 500.
Okay. Um.
I'm not very busy. There hasn't been a lot of customers out to both of your tattoos for 600 gold right now. If you guys want to go ahead and get it done today.
I look at Cronus. Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah.
All right. I take you a little bit to get things set up, and then we'll get things underway. And he'll start on whoever wants to volunteer first, and he'll get to work on you.
Go ahead, Cronus.
All right. I will sit down and pull the dreads off to the side.
All right. He works your tattoo for, it takes him probably close to 2 to 3 hours to get through your piece. It's not a very big one, but it's complex in the sense that it has shape, so it takes time to make sure it all looks proportionate. Let me do a D20 to see how well of a job he did, though.
Oh, no.
You're gonna get a shitty tattoo.
Roll for disease.
Make a Constitution saving throw. I don't know why my chat is not. It's undocked all of a sudden.
No.
Kills your tattoo. Crushes it. It's completely obliterates it. It's perfect. It might be perfect, more perfect than the tattoo on Lorna's gauntlet. But he does. He nails it. It's beautiful. It actually gets done a little bit quicker. The 2 to 3 hours he was expecting to take, he gets done more like an hour and a half, and he's just really just went to work and got right through it. And you got a cool ass tattoo on the back of your neck then, and he'll kind of clean up some of the crude tools and kind of welcome you over, Faye, and he'll kind of get all the kind of
Lorna.
implements and I'm sorry,
It's okay.
Lorna. He's gonna grab all the new instruments and make sure they're all cleaned off, and he kind of welcomes you to the chair. He goes, "What shoulder would you like it on?" And he just asks you to reveal the shoulder to him so he can actually do the work. And do you have anything that you want to talk to him about during this?
I mean,
either of you.
yeah.
If either of you guys want to talk to him about anything, during this process.
Cronus will now notice that her whole right arm is tattooed, and so she'll have to get it on the left shoulder.
Okay. Any tattoos in particular that Cronus would have noticed on her right shoulder?
It's all like kind of Scottish knots and Celtic kind of runes and some infernal tucked in there. But I mean, unless you can speak
Okay.
infernal, then you probably wouldn't know what most of it is.
He does not. So
Yeah.
All right. So he could. What are you getting done on your other shoulder then, Lorna?
I'm getting a whole bunch of like other Celtic knots to kind of mimic the other side, but I'm getting the words in infernal Idigilver put on inside of it.
What's the word again? Or you are gonna? Is that something that we need to connect on?
So Idugilver is what she yells out when she goes into a rage.
Okay.
And she's getting it tattooed on her shoulder. Inside a bunch of Celtic roots.
Okay, got it. All right, cool. That's a very big piece. It's gonna take. It's gonna be late hours. You guys are basically gonna, if you guys are getting both these tattoos done, you guys are gonna go back to the place, and the bar is pretty much getting ready to shut down and close for the night. So you guys had to pretty much go straight to bed after this.
That's fine.
But yes, you did get the tattoo. Let's see how well he does with yours.
Oh, come on. Yes!
Are you shitting me?
Oh, fuck yes.
I've wasted 2 D20s on this shit.
Oh, fuck yes.
What do you mean wasted?
These are permanent things on our
whatever.
body.
We are-
Great.
We are
These
now
are great.
getting everybody to come here.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you get it. He knocks it out of the park. I mean, he does it for someone that doesn't know a whole lot about the language that you want him to write this stuff in.
I write it out for him.
Pretty much, he's executed as best as he can, and it looks fantastic.
Fuck yeah.
You guys, after getting both those things, you guys are going to be pretty kind of exhausted and beat from having someone just go to work on your arm with, cruder tools and implementation tattoo devices than what is available to us modern days. But it was a great experience, and you guys make it back to the inn. You pay the 2 silver pieces each, and you have a nice warm meal as you go to bed. While you guys were out getting tattoos, though, Faye and Anika and Ezekiel, are you guys doing anything back at the bar when you or at the inn when you guys came back after being done shopping?
I am reading that Underdark book.
You mean the ship book?
No, I got 2 books. One was about a guy
Oh.
that supposedly found a portal.
Oh, right.
I'm saving the ship one for when I'm alone.
Oh.
Oh my god!
Because she doesn't want Anika and Lorna just staring at her while she's reading it.
Come on.
It's okay.
He says we won't be reading it with you.
So there's a very good chance I'm reading over your shoulder for this book.
That
So
is
it's actually
true.
interesting.
So do we get any information?
For the books?
Reading the Underdark one, since we kind of found a portal, does any of it seem familiar to while we're reading it? Like some of the places he mentions?
It's a fairly big book. It's going to take quite a bit of time to get through all of it. But yeah, it's a little exaggerated. It seems like the characters seem a little bit grander than, real people. But you can see why it's been given the fictional title in the story. But it does seem eerily kind of familiar to some of the past and some of the things you guys encountered when you guys were exploring Menzo and ran into the situations that revealed the 2 purple crystals that you guys have that showed the kind of map.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It does. Definitely see why it's considered fiction.
Honestly, if I hadn't been down there, I wouldn't believe a word of this thing.
True.
What about you, 10 Man? Find anything useful?
Things for spell creation.
Spell creation.
Yes, isn't that's the objective of nearly every wizard? Become so famous and powerful that you can create your own spell that other people use.
Huh.
And you ever wanted to wonder who this Mordenkainen is and why his private sanctum is so wonderful? Or Bigby and why his hand is so useful?
Never heard of Mordenkainen. And Bigby, yeah, but I was more of just wanted a giant purple hand.
At some point, I would like to have an Ezekiel's something.
Wonder what it would be.
That is true.
That's what I have to figure that out.
I mean,
Though I will be using Tensor's floating disk as a base.
really?
I don't know that one.
I've casted that one before.
What's your point?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast it in front of Anika. Remember in the Amethyst Lake, I used this to climb up on when I went overboard?
Sure. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Normally, it's a very stubborn spell that doesn't like to be abused. But with time, I can maybe turn it into something. That's
What
enough.
are you thinking?
Perhaps some form of offense or an enhanced defensive measure with, discs of force, but that will depend. In the meantime, I will be getting my room, a bottle of whiskey.
Disc?
Or it's just a bunch of shields put together. You can make like a wall of.
Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, I shall be going to get my room, a bottle of whiskey, and I will see you tomorrow.
Very well.
He'll do that. He'll get a room, a rather large bottle of whiskey, go up to his room, read his romance novel, and think, God, I'm going to die alone, aren't I?
Oh no!
I'm sorry, my headset cut out. You're doing what?
It's going upstairs.
All right. 50 sales of grit. That's awful. All right. So you guys retire. Lauren, Faye and Anika, are you guys going to bed fairly soon? Or are you just hanging out to chat a little bit longer before it's the wee hours?
We'll wait for Lorna and Cronus to come get back before going to bed.
Yeah, we're gonna play parents waiting for the two children to come back.
I probably should have said this earlier, and I'm being awful, but Tanir would have been with you guys this whole time, probably with you, Faye, and Anika, and Ezekiel, but he has nothing really to add to the conversations right now. If there's anything you guys want to ask him or say to him, though, before bed, it's up to you guys.
Tanir, you said there was a trap. Was it for us or the bird?
I don't think there was much of a difference, but the pirate said the bird.
Huh.
It was pretty quick once you guys left that they kind of had a good laugh about the whole thing and spoke pretty poorly of your fortune. According to the captain of the crew, is either you killed the bird for them and weaken yourselves further, or you at least weakened the bird down before they came in and take the relic from it themselves. They kind of got what they wanted no matter what, if you guys succeeded or not.
And then, of course,
they played what you had turned around on them.
Yeah. I kind of like that part.
I was impressed myself. I did not know what the plan was going to be, and I was kind of worried when you guys were starting to open fire on us. So I really don't want to be at the receiving end of your fire, ma'ams and ladies.
To be fair, Tanier, you and John were never the targets.
You were gonna be safe.
Things happen in battle, but I'm glad I did make it through another one with you all. With that, Tanier is going to excuse himself and go to bed as well for the evening. And you guys want to do anything else before retiring?
You hear Rowdy, Cronus, and Lorna arrive. Probably pick up a couple of bottles of mead or something. Drinking it to numb the pain of the tattoos.
Yeah, you guys can have enough time for like a nightcap, but it's getting pretty late, so and the bar is kind of wrapping up when you guys get there. So you guys get some alcohol to take to your room. Some really it's just leftovers from the kitchen, the scraps. They're all available, so some kind of meal to go with your room, and but you guys retire with a nice little warmth in your chest from the alcohol and the little light buzz from it.
Yeah. I feel like Lorna would try to slowly creep in the room as to not try and wake them up.
Okay.
And
You're sneaking into your room, your private room?
I mean, she doesn't know if they got rooms for everybody, so she's just gonna sleep in Faye or Anika's room.
She just breaks into someone's room.
Yeah.
Completely sober and just crashes. But the group's been tired. It's been a lot. It's been a rough past couple days. Actually, make a perception check at Faye with disadvantage. Everyone's just so beat.
I would actually like to say that as she's doing that and I'm heading to my room, I'm just going to yell out, "Good night, Lorna."
I feel like she just got the door open and is just sneaking in. So it's like,
all right. Well, if Cronus is shouting that when you open the door, you hear that Faye. Your door is opened up and Lorna's walking into your room. Not too drunk, just kind of like, "Hey, Faye, I hope you don't mind me crashing, I guess." Or what do you want to say to her, Faye? Or Lorna, what do you want to say to Faye?
I put down the book. Where have you been? Did you have a good time?
Yeah. Cronus and I, we just went back down to the docks to get some art. Yep. Some art.
Art!
Yeah.
And I'm going to share a look with Anika.
Art.
What?
Yes. Just art. We're good.
And in undercomment, I'm going to say, it seems those two went on a date.
So wait, are you guys
Anika just has
all sharing the same room?
Apparently.
I'm assuming.
Yes. It is canon now.
Yep, we all are sharing a room.
Yep.
At least the three of us are. I don't know where the guys are. Anika's just gonna look considering, no, I don't really see it.
Yeah. What's your passive perception, Faye?
15.
Minus, I think, 16.
I don't know.
What are you trying
17.
to are you trying to see if she can see your tattoos, Laura, or what's?
More so about the date thing, more so that she still has her wedding ring on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they would notice that you have a ring on if they try to look at your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just reply back. I don't see that, Faye.
Yeah. Agreed. But we can still have some fun with it.
Besides, you're the one with a secret admirer.
Yeah, you're the one getting black roses all the time. I've only gotten one once, and it's probably just a mistake. Yeah. So
Watch, you said that now we're all gonna have black roses
Of
in
course.
the morning.
Shush. It's just gonna be like, they're all in the same room because you're in this room. That's it.
So if there's 3, then it's suspicious. If there's 1, are we all going to fight over who the black rose is
Nope.
for?
Nope. I committed, and I'm good. Me and Cronus just went and got some art, and if you really wanted to know, it was tattoos. So
Ooh,
Ooh.
you got to show.
Why didn't you get us?
That
because
too.
you guys were here and it was already kind of late, and we had already spent the money, and she takes off her cloak, shows now the new shoulder and the full arm, and she also kind of lifts up her pant leg and skirt and shows that half of her left leg is also tattooed.
Wow,
It's-
that's a lot of ink.
It really is.
It's a family tradition. We all kind of have it, and we're all kind of just bonded by it.
Hmm.
Yeah. I needed some new
So
stuff.
I think we should all go get tattoos then.
You really
I mean-
should.
You don't know that we got tattoos, and I think you should smack Cronus on the back of the neck. But you didn't hear it from me.
I think
Didn't
this
hear
might need
what
to
from
be a
you?
team effort.
Exactly.
So you guys, it's already really late when you got back, so you guys do finally have to settle in to get any kind of rest for the night. So it's the next day. What would you guys like to do before you set out and look for Tikal more, or do some more shopping? What would you like to do while you're in Madeira this morning?
Tattoos?
Why not?
Okay. You guys could go back for tattoos if you guys want. There's plenty of time for that. Skyward, what are you doing this morning? Who wants to go get tattoos? I hear Anika,
Oh.
Lorna, and Faye.
Anika's going to recommend Skybor and even Ezekiel come with us.
Might as well.
Ezekiel's joining.
Mhm.
Cronus and Skyward, what are you doing? What are you guys going to join them, or are you guys doing other things together, or on your own today?
Skybor sighs and just stays at the end.
Oh, come on. Like it or
Come
not,
on.
we're all together. We may as well have a sign that we're all together.
Exactly. It's bonding.
Come on, Skybor.
Come on, Skybor.
I told you back at the ship that me not having my marks is not natural.
How do you get the
When we-
marks?
By achieving tasks and goals and skills.
And who awards these to you?
Well, it is something that we know what we have done. It is a badge of
So-
honor.
So liberating the Underdark from the Forgotten isn't a big enough task.
Making
It was
Captain
Killing a
John.
bird god.
It was not me who done that.
Making Captain John a captain again.
I believe that was all of us. That was Ezekiel's boat. That was the party's findings.
Skybor, you do know the likelihood of that happening without you was not much,
Slim
right?
and none.
It was your idea.
I think Skywar, all of us think that you should, not that you should get this mark, that you deserve this mark, that you have earned it.
No. This is not it.
Okay. Would you like to join them still, though, as they go get it, or are you going to stay at the end and Skybor?
He'll stay at the inn.
I will mention last time we all went off in different places in a city, most of us got attacked. So you should probably stick close.
You're planning on fighting in a tattoo parlor?
No, and I wasn't planning on fighting in a council meeting either. But what happened?
Well, council meetings have important people. It would be an ideal target. I don't see anyone targeting a tattoo man.
No, it's not necessarily that he's the target, it's that we all are. I can stay with Skybor here. My shoulder's sore anyways. I don't need another tattoo. You guys can go. Me and Cronus will be fine together.
Okay. Do you guys want to stay at the inn, or do you guys want to go looking for Taikao or the other shops?
Honestly, there's not really anything to do other than progress with the plot. So,
All right.
We could always use. I mean, downtime is good. You know, we just dealt with pirates and a giant bird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to rush you guys into the next thing. But if you guys want to proceed to the next one, that's fine too. So, if you guys want to just hang out at the end, that's totally cool. If you guys want to do anything, just let me know. I just interrupt me, basically.
Okay.
But Ezekiel, Faye, and Anika, you all make it down to the docks where Lorna and Cronus told you about this tattoo parlor called Squid's Inc. Cronus, are you accompanying them, or are you staying at the end with them, with Lorna and Skyward?
I am probably going to stay at the end on this one.
Okay.
Oh, before we left, I'll ask Lorna how much the pieces were.
Oh, yeah, so this large shoulder piece, it may have cost 500 gold. And Cronus's... Oh, yeah. You haven't seen Cronus's.
Haven't.
No. His was about 100.
How big is his? Cronus, where's your tat?
I kind of told them.
I kind of told them. I say kind of, I mean I did tell them.
So I'll part the dreads so they can see it.
Huh. Cool.
Nice.
May need a little bit of money, Lorna.
Just
has
a
all the
little
money.
bit.
I mean,
Mom, we need an allowance for tattoos.
no, you've used up all your money on this stupid shit. Yes, you can have some money.
You bought your porn books.
You just spent $500 on a tattoo.
I mean,
You bought your dirty romance novels.
I'll have you know, courtly love is very ethical.
Wait, what?
You do realize if Faye finds out, she's going to try and borrow that, right?
That's why it will always stay in his bag of holding unless he's alone.
that is true.
You guys are gonna have a book club here eventually.
Secret book club.
Secret book club.
Faye and Ezekiel are just reading books in the corner.
Ah, what nerds.
So,
I will give them 1,000 gold. No. Yeah.
I'll just take like 150 of that. Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Mom.
so
I don't plan on getting a full body piece.
I should hope
So-
not.
go ahead and subtract. Once they figure out the prices, just go ahead and subtract that from the bag. Once we sort that out, once they get to the tattoo shop. So you guys make your way down to the docks. You see the familiar signage that the other group saw. You make your way in. There's another man in there. He's a human with a bunch of tattoos. He's like pretty much the same warm greeting though. He's like, "All right, it's a little early, but what can we get for you?"
Well, Anika, you want to go first, or shall I?
Go for it.
All right, I'll step forward. And I'm actually going to post what Faye is going to get.
Okay.
It's going to be on her right shoulder blade.
Okay. In Discord or
I'll post it in Discord.
okay. So it's gonna cover the whole shoulder or just the like ball of the shoulder?
Probably just kind of the top of the shoulder blade, not the full
Okay.
shoulder.
Okay, that would be like a medium-sized tattoo. So that would be about 200 gold to do. I don't see anything in Discord. If it's bigger than that, but it should be fine for 200. So he'll say, "Yeah, we can do that in a couple hours in here." What about you? As he points at you, Anika, he goes, "Are you old enough to get a tattoo?" I don't know. How old are you? Like 4 or 20? I'm not sure.
Closer to 20.
All right, then you're old enough to get some ink. What can I get you while you're here?
So she's gonna sort of draw out a little bit. It's 2 arrows that are crossed, and then a horse with saddlebags, 3 different symbols to go on her forearm.
She wants a horse. I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
It is 2 arrows that are crossed, a horse, and then a saddlebag. They're old gypsy symbols.
Okay. All right. You want those on your forearm? Do you want them fairly small, almost like a wrapping around your forearm, or all on your forearm?
More like in a line on my forearm, so from like mid forearm to wrist.
Okay. This still would be a huge symbol, so that would still fall to like the medium-sized category. So he'll say he could do that for in a few hours for another 200 gold.
Okay.
Ezekiel, is there anything that you wanted to get while here, or are you just here for camaraderie?
Probably something a lot more simple. I'm just gonna have to comb through the. I know what it is. It's like one of those neck tattoos from Mass Effect Andromeda. I just gotta find the right one.
Okay. But it's a neck tattoo. It's not like a full neck tattoo. It's just like a symbol on the neck.
Like a just around the neck thing, not a full body. Like there you go.
That complexity in design, I would say, would take. It's not huge, but it would be a little bit more. Let's just for simple, we'll just keep it at 200 gold as well, because it's just going around the neck. So 200 gold, and he can knock that out in a few hours. If you all three want to get your tattoos done today at the shop, it is early in the morning. You guys head there first thing in the morning, so I'll say you guys could be done by lunchtime to go on and do other things with your day after to get all three of you tattooed.
Sounds like a plan.
Works for me.
So it's about lunchtime. What would you all like to? You all have fresh ink. What would you like to do?
Go get the others.
Go get the others.
Okay. So
You're not going to roll for their tattoos?
Oh, that's a good call. I should roll.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I'm glad mine are done.
So,
Oh,
someone
no.
got a shitty tattoo.
I think I went first.
Anika?
Crap, I went second.
Oh no!
All right. So let's see here. So Faye, yours turns out pretty good. There's a few lines here and there that are just not exactly perfect, but it's a great looking tattoo. Anika, you noticed that the symbols are not in the exact order that you originally requested them, and one of the symbols looks like just the lines just look a little bit more shakier than normal. Like he just wasn't as confident in the design as when you first pitched it to him, but it's readable, and for someone who's not intimately aware, they're not going to know that the symbols are out of order. But
Yeah, the order didn't really matter.
That's what I want to say. And then Ezekiel, yours is well. It turns out to be a solid tattoo. It's nothing, amazing, but the lines are fair enough and equidistant enough to get the patterning that you want. But there's a few loose lines here and there. So you guys make it back to the inn and regroup with Protus, Skyborn, and Lorna and show off your fresh shake, I imagine. Or what would you guys like to do now that you're back together?
Probably go see the royal family.
Oh, we gotta find the guy, don't we?
Oh yes, we have to find the guy.
So we do.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess we'll wander around the city asking for Takal.
Yep.
You guys walk around the city. You see various different shops that you kind of were told about. You see the Exalted Arsenal. You walk by Arcane Gifts again, Bright Sword Rods, and you guys are making your way around, just looking for the man that dress that told you about. And you run into some of the men that are wearing like plate armor and blue banners and stuff that represent the flags of Adir. You can do what you want. You can interact with those guards or whatever you'd like to do. Or do you guys want to sort of try to find out where Tycal is, or something in the city that you'd like to try to find out?
Yeah, let's try and figure out where he is.
Shouldn't we ask the guards that we just passed?
Yeah.
Because that's what he does, right?
Yeah, he is one of the head guards, I guess.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the captain of the entire guard.
Yeah. Let's just ask these guys here. They probably know where he is. Or at least the location where he could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go walking up to them.
I go with her.
I'll follow.
So what are you guys approaching, or what are you guys doing?
I'm going to approach the next set of guards that I see.
And you guys, there's another patrol, not that much longer from before the other one. It seems like the patrols are pretty heavily in rotation as things have gotten pretty nasty and dicey in the Kingdom of Adir. And you approach them, and they stop to answer your questions or to greet you.
Hello there. We're actually looking for Takal.
Takal, what is your business with Takal?
We're actually currently looking for him because apparently he's the go-to person to talk to about getting some paperwork because we are the representatives from Dollenberg.
The kind of pause and laugh a little bit. This is like, we heard word that some people would be coming eventually, but no offense, but I kind of expected a bigger crew than just the 6 of you.
We can pack our own punch, not to worry.
Not to mention with all of the stuff going on, they can't really spare that many. So 6.
Technically, it's 7.
I meant no offense.
Because we have Tanir with us. But that's fine.
He was like, I'm just here as a background character.
So 7.
He's like, you're lucky today. Takal is not going out for patrols, or he's not going to see. He's actually conducting some business in the city. He's been having some problems with one of the shopkeepers here inside of Adir. He's been having some issues ever since he appeared a couple weeks ago. Apparently, he's trying to sell weapons that are not approved within the confines of Materia, and he's being reprimanded for the 10th time.
I mean, wouldn't all weapons kind of be useful right now?
Yeah, but he's not really checking his clientele. The other day, a 10-year-old was running around with a sword.
Yeah. I mean,
The guy's not all there. He's a little out of sorts.
okay.
So which way is the crazy guy?
This is probably a couple more blocks this way. You can get there in 10, 15 minutes. Just you're walking.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, if you guys want to head towards the shop, you guys do eventually come into the shop. And shit, I meant to get the picture. I'll have to share the picture after this session, guys, of the shopkeep. But you do walk into, or as you guys approach the store, you see a familiar storefront sign in the front of the store. It's a big squirrel, or a big round sign with a squirrel and some acorns. It's holding some acorns, and it says the squirrel stash.
It's a very odd sign for here.
Yes. Skywar, Cronus, Lorna, and Faye, you all will quickly identify or recall the sign as this, of the band that you met in Bromos when you guys were on the way through to Mount Stonemere. And you walk in and you see this tall man in plate armor, wearing with a big warhammer, two-handed warhammer with them, and this big blue cloak kind of draped over the shoulder. And let me reveal him here. And white long hair and pale blue skin. And he's talking to the man. He's like, "You cannot sell these type of weapons inside this to any personnel. This kind of grade weapon should really be used by the military only." And this old familiar gnome that you guys see, he goes, "I can do whatever the hell I want. I moved in here, and there's nothing you do. I didn't. This is permanent structure. I got the laws of magic are above your jurisdiction here. There's nothing you can give me." And then he locks eyes and he's like, "I don't want to see any of you. Get out of my shop. I want my rock back." And he waves a bony finger at the person. You are horrible, horrible people, and you ruined my life. I want my rock back now.
Victor!
I've never met you.
I don't care.
You're
You're
alive!
with him.
I'm gonna pull the rock out
person.
and ask Anika if she wants to see a trick.
Is this the same trick you showed me before?
Don't you dare. I don't know what will happen if you do that. That's going to be an awful idea. The DM has not prepared anything if you do that in here.
Do
Wait,
it.
Cronus, is this a different trick than the talking rock?
No, this is the origin of the talking rock.
I'm not. I am the talk. I am the one that's talking. You guys keep casting spells. It goes dark in here. I can't see shit for about like an hour. And then I appear in a new location every time. So stop. Stop using the rock.
So where all have you been each time? I'd love to hear about your travels.
Some places have been lovelier than others. Some have been in the middle of nowhere. You can't really sell anything in a mountain, dicks. Like,
Wait.
there's not a lot of customers up there.
So if I decided to turn this rock pink, you would disappear?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I disappear, but yeah, if you cast a spell on it, then I teleport somewhere else randomly, and yeah, the spell has some effects here in the physical location of my store.
So then...
Don't, hey, hold on. Those are bad ideas. Just give me right off.
So don't cast prestidigitation to turn it pink.
Oh, I was going to do minor illusion, but that would work too.
No, don't cast anything on it. I finally have got these set. You are awful people.
Then maybe you shouldn't be selling swords to children now, shouldn't you?
Well, they're paying customers. They have a right. They're paying customers.
No, it
No.
does not matter.
And also, it hasn't been us that have been doing these things to you. It's been him. And I point to Cronus.
I would expect nothing less from a Dragonborn. Now,
Hey,
I will buy it from you. I'll buy it back from you.
No.
No.
Hey,
No.
200 gold.
hold on.
Not my rock.
Hold on. I look at Tikal. You must be Tikal, right?
Yes, and who may you all be?
Hi, we're the representatives from Burlas. Sorry about the delay. Quick thing. If
You're Representative Burlos, and you know this individual from previous previous arrangements with this individual in the past.
slightly, which is why we're going to try and help you here.
This should
Nope.
be a joy.
Which is why we're going to try and help you here. I look at Victor. So,
What?
if you ever sell swords to little children again, and Tikal here happens to be in our presence and tells us, we're going to keep on casting magic on your rock.
I'm
No.
pretty sure at least 3 of us can cast magic on it like infinitely as long as we're awake.
And
Yeah.
I will try and learn it, so there's another person that can do it.
He scowls at you, Anika, like, I'll give you 400 gold pieces for that rock back.
Nope.
Does that involve you selling swords not to children?
Yes, fine. Anyone over the age of 13.
Not my call. Cronus?
I am
I
not
think
selling
we would
this
need a
rock.
contract.
So, from what you have all been saying, whenever a spell is cast on this stone, he teleports.
Yes.
Apparently.
If you don't
Oh,
use the right spell,
if-
it will teleport me anywhere randomly. If you don't use the right spell, then I just appear anywhere.
Then what
Oh,
is
I would have to wonder what the effects of the haste spell would be on that. Would you teleport continuously and at a very fast pace?
Oh.
I think I would just teleport with some pep in my step.
I wonder what slow would do.
You guys are awful
Perhaps.
people. This is hurting. They are casting spells upon this rock that will affect me and my business. Please do something. And Taikal's like, I just wish you stopped selling the swords to minors, Victor, and we can.
I am curious
not
what
be at a
prestidigitation would do to this rock.
Don't you dare! I have everything where it's supposed to be, and the place is still a mess. There's just shit. Nothing looks like that's a place, and he's like, I know where everything's at in the store. If you do that, it'll be the end of my store.
So,
So
you're going to do everything the dude wants you to do.
I'm gonna hold like the rock out in my hand and like point my finger on it,
I will
like I'm
teach you.
kind of like threatening it.
I don't know why you're doing so much mean things to me. Like, if you won't sell me the rock back, at least let me show you how to use it.
I mean,
Okay.
All right, we'll take the free lesson.
And you stop selling swords to minors.
Yeah, I'll stop selling swords to my. He starts explaining the stuff, and he goes, "It needs a material component to go with it. This looks like just a crude rock. He goes, if you find a diamond, a very valuable diamond, you can summon or you can cast a spell on the rock, and it will summon my store to a building that you're currently at."
I mean,
We'll just summon you
And his store.
in his store.
So the components is teach you how to focus and summon his shop to a specific location. The material component being a building that meets the satisfactory requirements of being a shop to appear in. A diamond worth 1,000 gold in a shop will appear there once a spell is cast upon it with the diamond attunement. At that point, he can sell your wares and perform other services for you, such as enchantments and things of that nature.
Does he remain there?
He remains once you teleport it there until he gets teleported again. Yes. But versus it being randomly just a random spot in the world that he gets teleported to, you guys can actually summon him to a specific location.
Okay. Well, now that we know how to use it properly, Cronus, you can keep on using it improperly if he keeps on selling swords to minors.
And we can help you with that if you need.
Actually, I got a better idea. If he keeps selling swords to weapons to miners, we go to Minzo, we find one of the abandoned buildings, we summon him there and leave him there.
Oh, Faye, that's mean.
Ooh, that's kind of worse than teleporting randomly.
It so much is. I think it's a bit too much.
I really don't like you people.
I mean, you sold us the rock in the first place. That's your own
Seriously,
fault
why did
there.
you do that?
You didn't even tell us what it did.
I didn't know what it was. I thought I was just making a few extra coins, and then I realized after you guys left and I teleported that I sold you the wrong rock, apparently.
So you have a habit of selling the wrong things to the wrong people.
It's possible.
You should work on that. Like not selling weapons to minors.
And people with white handprints on them.
I've never sold it to anyone with a white handprint. Why, do you have a white handprint on you?
No.
Mm-mm.
But
Let's see.
just make sure you don't.
Well, I mean, it depends on where you send me. If I'm sent in the middle of hell, then I'm going to have to sell shit to a few demons.
Well, I don't know how to get there, and I'm really not that mean.
I mean, I've summoned a demon before. It's not that bad.
Shh.
So,
Kidding.
Tykal's just kind of caught. Like, so are you guys here looking for me, or are you looking for Victor?
You.
But you.
Come find me at the guards tower once you guys have settled your business here. I can't stand in the shop much longer without getting a headache. And he starts to walk out. He goes, "Just one of the guards will show you how to get to the guard captain's quarters."
I mean, I think we're all good here unless you guys wanted to buy stuff.
Eh.
You got anything good, Victor?
That's insulting. You know I have good stuff.
Honestly, no, I don't. I've never met you. And all I know is that you sold them a rock on accident.
Fair enough. What do you want?
Surprise us.
And he kind of goes around and starts throwing things around the room and chucking things at you. I'm not selling him any more rocks this way. And then he keeps kind of fumbling through some. And he comes back with a handful of scrolls and a few different other kind of baubles and fancy things. He will say, "I got some spell scrolls for sale, such as a scroll of mirror image and lightning bolt, and I have one here, a scroll of revivify."
That could be useful.
And then he also is like, I can also sell you something, one of these, and he pulls out a pair of like goggles, things look like goggles, and it's he'll describe them to you and reveal that they're the eyes of the eagle. And he will say that I can help you with enchantments on your weapons if there's magical enchantments on some of your items that you want to transmute onto another item and kind of cannibalize those enchantments. He can help with those kinds of things.
How much is that scroll of Revivify?
The scroll of Revivify is 400 gold. Wait, that sounds low. Let me. What's
No.
level spell is Revivify?
3.
I think it's
Third.
3.
Third.
Well, let me check my insane item pricing. No, that sounds right. So yeah, 400 gold for that.
I say that's definitely.
well. Actually,
worth getting.
what's the value of the diamond?
300.
300.
So okay,
We
that's
have
what
one.
it is. So it's 500 gold for the scroll. So, but it has the material. The material components of the spell is satisfied.
And what if
I
we...
think that's worth getting.
Could any of us actually cast that?
About the lightning bolt.
The lightning bolt spell. Let me get that for you. That spell is going to be 400 gold.
How much?
400.
You're cutting out.
400.
400. And the scroll of mirror image is 240 gold.
But the spell has to be on your spell class list to be able to do it.
That means none of us can.
I can't do that for. It'll take a while.
So we can do a discount at 100 if I write some scrolls out for you.
Like you want to make your own scroll?
Like I can write out spell scrolls for him. I just need the materials and the time. Because I do have them in the spell book and I can just write them out on it. So
Well, if you come back with some spell scrolls made, then yes, perhaps we could talk lower prices. Considering that I'm still here, as he kind of glares at you, Curtis.
For now.
I ask that you all do not try and mess with the stone until tomorrow.
No, never mess with the stone. Not tomorrow.
Victor, do you have anything that might help with one strength?
Some strength?
Make one stronger.
He starts to kind of digging in the back. He is. Look through his stuff here.
I know what we need.
Not anything with any strength granting properties. What kind of item are you? Is there something you have in mind?
I've read about these gauntlets that are supposed to grant one some decent strength.
I'll keep an eye out for something along those lines, but I have not come across anything like that in quite some time. I think that is quite a rare item to find.
Very well.
One last question. So when we come back, we can
Yes.
possibly purchase them if we need it. What about anything to breathe underwater?
Breathe in wonder. How else will I make some money in this damn coastal city? Of course, I got items that allow you to breathe underwater.
Okay.
I was about to say they sell a ton of that, like at all of the shops,
That is
or
true.
at least the one we went to yesterday.
So we can get a good price then, right, Victor?
I'll give you only the price of friends that send me to random places around the world will ever get.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, did know that, and you sold them the rock.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm
this
sorry.
can now work in your advantage, since we'll be traveling all over the place.
If he ever needs an out, we could. Quite easy.
Yeah, but I have to make new contacts in every city every once in a while. And I haven't been to some of these cities in a very long time. Ever since I put the rock on the shelf that it's supposed to be in right now. I'll give you 600 gold for that rock.
mean, that's not a bad deal.
Not my rock.
And the scroll of lightning.
Shoulder massage.
So, let's just say I do sell you the rock. Am I the one that gets teleported after that? Or does that stay on you?
Of course not. It's a magic. Do you not know how magic works, Dragonborn? No, it's effective to my own shop. And I'll give you.
I think. I don't know. I don't know if I would roll Arcana or Insight to see if he's lying, because this definitely seems like a cursed item, but I don't know if the effects transfer.
If you're trying to discern the properties of the rock, you would have to do an identify on the rock, because your character has not identified this rock before. So you would have to do an insight on Victor to see if he seems truthful or not.
Okay.
He doesn't wish any you can't detect any malice in his words. He doesn't wish any ill will upon Rock Cronus, but he just wants to stand Rock back.
Okay. Well, you certainly do want the rock back.
I'll give you the River High spell and the other 2 spell scrolls if you give me my rock back. Or at least promise me that you'll start using it properly.
So, no swords to children, correct?
No swords of children.
Or weapons.
That was not part of the original arrangement.
No
Do you want the
weapons.
rock back?
Do you want the rock to become pink?
I just either want the rock back or you're worth it to use it properly and won't just keep spiraling me around the world. This rock is very important to my shop.
I mean, I'm not giving the rock back.
But we can promise to use it responsibly, assuming he doesn't sell swords or any weapons to children.
Of course. Now I got things to do. What do you guys want to do today?
I mean,
there's other stuff that you guys want to buy, like aquatic stuff. He has tons of things like let me pull it up here. Where are you at? Rings of swimming, caps of water breathing, cloaks of the manta ray. See what else he has. Potion of water breathing.
out of character, what's
scrolls.
the best option for us? Assuming we're going to
I'm
talk.
so sorry. What was that? I sneezed.
Out of character, what's the best option for us? Assuming we're just going to talk to him, see what's our best option, that kind of thing.
Items wise, like what?
Yeah, for water breathing.
For water breathing, the best. What is the best? I'd have to look at each item individually, but
I feel like for Lorna, it'd probably be the cloak of the manta ray, because you get swim speed, which means you wouldn't be in disadvantage anymore either.
Mm-hmm. And for us casters, it'd probably be water breathing.
Well, it would still be disadvantaged if she's not using water weapons, right?
Oh
Yeah.
no, because she has a swimming speed, it negates the disadvantages.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I believe it's for melee attacks, though. I don't know about
That's
range
fine.
attacks.
I will swim right up to them and stab them.
So the cloak of the manta ray, it gives you 60 feet of swimming speed, and you can breathe underwater. That's the cloak of the manta ray. There's also the cap of water breathing, which is a little cheaper, so I imagine it does a little bit less. Probably just offers.
I mean, the water breathing would probably be good for those of us who don't necessarily attack with weapons.
I don't have that magic item. It's in the. It says it's in
It
the
is just
DNG.
for breathing
I don't know what's-
underwater. No swim speed.
Oh, okay. And then ring of swimming, I imagine, had total swim speed.
Mm-hmm.
But he could do rings of water breathing as well.
Okay. I don't know. How much is the cloak?
Cloak is that's not correct. Let me look at my other chart. It is 6,000 gold.
Oh, my heart. So no.
There's that. The cap of water breathing is. Let me pull these up. Check these item prices. The ring of swimming is 3,000. I don't know why this one's switching on. The cap of water breathing is 1,000.
Jeez. And how much is just like a spell of water breathing
Or the potions.
or potion?
What level scroll is that? The water breathing spell?
Third.
Third level. And I believe our scrolls last longer, or do the potions last longer?
This scroll.
They last both the same.
They do? Okay. If it's the third level spell, the scroll costs 200 gold.
Oh yeah.
And the potion is a potion of water breathing is 180 gold.
I mean, what? We only need like 4 or 5 potions?
If you guys don't know what you want, you always can come back after you.
That
talk
is
to
true.
Captain Tycal. I mean, hopefully I'm not going anywhere, right?
I'm planning on it.
Above game question.
Okay.
How far are we before leveling up?
Quite a bit away.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because you guys have quite a bit to do on the continent of Twal before you hit level 10. Basically, the way the campaign is kind of broken out level is once you guys deal with the
Well,
queen.
we're at
Wait,
level
we're level 8.
We're level 8. We're waiting for level 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a long way.
Uh,
You said
What about
level
True,
10.
but we just skipped 9 in there.
No, I'm saying you go to. I see you guys being done with the whole continent and the evil emperors around level 10. So you guys are at level 8 right now. And you guys are working on your second of the 5 kingdoms. So you guys will probably level after saving another kingdom or 2, and then the final level will be basically when you guys are have your plan of attack prepared for the queen. I mean, depending on what you guys decide to do, you guys could obviously attack the evil emperors at level 9 if you guys come up with that kind of game plan. I don't know what you guys have planned, but
Okay.
for
I was just
pacing-wise, that's
wondering
what I have in mind.
Because if it was going to be right around the corner, I'll just say, I could just level up and druid and cast water breathing. We could just put this to rest. But
Well,
And I
that's-
could
the
switch out.
fastest way.
I could switch out an
I would-
evocation that would give me a swim speed and water breathing.
I would say the fastest way to do that probably would, to deal with Blackbeard first. Then we level up and get our device to go down to Atlantis where water breathing is necessary.
I mean, so each of those scrolls actually allow 10 people to have water breathing. So at 200 gold piece a pop, I think we should buy like 3 of them. So then we have 3 encounters for 24 hours of water breathing.
Okay.
So you'll be able to cast them skyward because they are on your spell list. So I think that's our best option. Because we don't want to spend 6,000 gold piece for a single manta ray cloak. That's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we are at that magic hour, guys. If there's any other kind of pricing or things, items in the city that you want to see that maybe you guys could find during your downtime, patrolling the city before you guys go see the Ty Cow, hit me up and I can definitely look them up. But we're at 10:40 now, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it. You guys might want to plan on what you guys want to do, what you meet the Queen and King, whatever you guys like. But I think we're at a good stopping point tonight. But otherwise, thanks, guys. I had a lot of fun.